I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and this is News and Week in Review, where I go over a variety of news pieces, the videos of the week, the games of the week, games I've played, all these things and more. Links and timestamps to everything down below. We're going to go ahead and start off, well actually we're going to start off with a channel sponsor. I was going to dive into the news of the week in review, but let's start off with a channel sponsor, which is Allplay. Allplay is a channel sponsor. If you go to allplay.com, you can find a variety of things, but one thing that's worth mentioning, convention season is starting to come up. We're in April. How did it happen? It's 2026 right now. April's already like almost done at this point, which means there's going to be Origins, there's going to be a Gen Con, there's going to be Dice Tower East, there's going to be UKGE, there's going to be a whole lot of things. I think, no, that one's later in the year. There's a lot of conventions coming up. We are starting to head into summer season, and Allplay makes the best board game bags. Yes, they are a channel sponsor, but also theirs have been the bags that I've primarily used well before they ever did, by far in the market, at least from the ones I've tried. I should be more clear. From the ones I've tried, Allplay makes the best board game bags, and you can find them over on allplay.com. But with that, let's go ahead and dive into the news and week in review, starting off with two reprints announced from Avalon Hill. We have Guillotine. Guillotine is back with a revolutionary new design. I never played Guillotine. In fact, fun fact, if you go over to Neon Gorilla is a YouTuber that I've talked about in the past. I actually just did a 2.5-hour long interview with him, and I mentioned Guillotine because it's one of the first games I ever bought. Is in the first few orders I ever got had Guillotine. I never played it. I never got around to playing it. Now they have a new released version of this game, a new coming out version. I like the art preferable to the original. I am curious about the actual gameplay. Never actually got around to it. It was never one of those games that was like, oh my gosh, you have to play Guillotine. It was just on my radar, and I never played it, so maybe I'll finally play this one. But Avalon Hill is back with Guillotine. That's number one. They are also back with Fury of Dracula. Fury of Dracula coming back with a 4th edition in 2026. Another game that I've never played. I've had in my collection several times. I never got it tabled. Then I got the Steam game because I was like, I'll learn it on Steam and then I'll play it. Still never got it tabled. Fury of Dracula is just one of those that has gotten away. Mind Management and Beast are my go-to hidden movement games, but I say that without the awareness or knowledge of whether Fury of Dracula is worth trying. There's going to be 2 reprints over here. We also have news from Flat River Group. Basically, Flat River Group, who has Sentinels, the Multiverse. They have Spirit Island. All the games from Greater Than Games that they kind of shuttered and closed down. They sold Sentinels of the Multiverse. They sold it specifically to Handelabra Games, which is a fascinating, like, you may never have heard of Handelabra Games. They basically make the digital version of Sentinels of the Multiverse. They've been making it for over 10 years or whatnot. And it sounds like they bought it primarily to protect the video game. So the video game has like a massive amount of sales, it's done tremendously well, and in order to protect the video game, they bought, again, you can check this out over on Board Game Wire, but it sounds like they bought, what am I doing here? Close this, close that, view, no, medium icons is fine, okay, cool. A little pop on my screen I'm trying to avoid. But Handelabra, they have a video game. They kind of said, we don't really make board games, we don't really want to make board games, but we know people who do. So, like, Board Game Wire on the article speculates that the team behind Greater Than Games is going to be brought back in on this IP that they bought. They did not buy Sentinels and Multiverse. They did buy Sentinels. They did not buy Spirit Island. So, it sounds like one of these things is protected, the other one a little uncertain as to the future. But we'll see. Sentinel Multiverse, it's coming back, it's continuing, something about it. Who's to really say exactly what the future holds? But it's not dead. At the very least, it's not dead. Then we have over here, we have Dungeons, oh yeah, this one, over here. Dungeons, Dungeon Crawler Carl role-playing game. Basically, the week of crazy crowdfunding is continuing. Just last week, I told you that we've had the most crowdfunding that we've had in a single month, like, ever. Like, in tabletop crowdfunding, it is absolutely insane. The Cyberpunk game is ending at like 23 million, something like that, 23 million over on Kickstarter. Dungeon Crawler Carl had a crazy first day, bringing in 5 million, basically day one. This is going to be another $10 million campaign. Over on GameFound, we have Here to Slay. As I do this right now, we have 2 campaigns currently in Endgame that have been going. Here to Slay is 3 days and 3 hours into Endgame. At the time of this filming, I saw the timer hit 1 minute. Before doing this video, right before doing this video, the timer clicked down to 1 minute, which I have not seen happen, but it's still refreshing every 9 minutes now. So, again, the crazy thing about Endgame is that it can end in 9 minutes, or it can go for the next 4 days. It is crazy how just one person backing can make all the difference. But Here to Slay at 6.5 million and can end basically still in endgame. We have Brass, which has 8 million, nearly 9 million, a full million in endgame funding. Been going for nearly 4 days now. So again, crazy crowdfunding numbers. Again, the Cyberpunk game, 24 million, the highest funded board game, highest funded tabletop. Again, it's a little weird. As a primarily a board gamer, it always bothers me when the highest funded tabletop projects aren't board games. I'm like, no, currently the highest funded tabletop project is still Frosthaven. In my head, it's Frosthaven, right? Frosthaven is the highest, I think. I think that's the highest one. Then it's like Kingdom Death Monster, then Nemesis Legacy, not Nemesis Legacy, Nemesis, Retaliation, whatever it was. But from there, the ones above that are like an RPG, and now we have a trading card game, which are making much more in the tabletop space, so it's weird, but either way, high numbers all around. The week of crazy tabletop funding continues. That is what we have as far as news this week, which brings us to the videos this week. Videos this week, we didn't really have a lot. I had my week in review, as I normally do. Well, normally is a loose term. I had my week in review, which I don't always do right now, but I still try to have it primarily. We also had a Where Are They Now going up on Friday. That was the only kind of non-dedicated board game coverage. Usually the week is a mix of board game coverage around like, hey, cover this game, play gameplay, unboxing, whatever. And then that with top 10 lists, opinionated pieces, topics, all those other things is usually a mix. This week, there's just a lot of things launching. Again, like I said, crazy crowdfunding. We had a lot of things launching. And because of that, it was primarily a lot of content around specific games as opposed to, the regular roundup. So I had Where Are They Now on Friday, taking a look back at April, a year ago, and 5 years ago, seeing how things held up over time. As far as the games of the week, we had a few things covered this week. We had a preview and a gameplay for Solarian. That's over on Kickstarter. It's kind of a semi-4X, not really a 4X, it's a deck building game that takes place in space as you expand your galaxy. You can check that out. Overall, I enjoyed it. I will say that genre is not totally my genre. Like, I like the deck building part. I really like the part where they had the factions you play with kind of define the market deck, so I like that element to it. But generally, wandering around the galaxy and exterminating others isn't usually my total go-to, so a mixed bag over there. We had a how to play for Cloudspire done by Asaf from Easy Board Games on the channel. You can check that out if you wanted to know how to play, well, Cloudspire. We had that whole, I guess this is a week of Chip Theory Games content, because that wasn't intended, that just happened to work out that way. But then we had a ton of content around 20 Strong. Well, ton is relative. We covered 3 videos covering the 3 20 Strong games. 20 Strong Tainted Grail, 20 Strong Nemesis, and 20 Strong Etherfields. From those, I really liked 20 Strong Tainted Grail. Nemesis, I thought was fine, but it's the Nemesis system, which I'm a little bit more mixed on. And Etherfields it's a weird one, because Etherfields is arguably a game I'd rather play over Nemesis. The problem is, if I was going to play Etherfields, I would just play a different 20 Strong. Like, I'd rather play Hoplomachus over Etherfields. It didn't do enough new for me. So my highlight from those was Tainted Grail, and the other 2 are pretty good. Honestly, it was like probably my most disappointing 20 Strong games till date as a batch. But I did really enjoy the Tainted Grail one. Then we had Unstoppable content, a lot of Unstoppable content. Dungeon Crawler Carl Unstoppable. We had a solo gameplay going up on Sunday. Expect another solo gameplay going up this Sunday because I'm playing through the entire campaign. So if you want to see the campaign arc, the leveling up, all of those things, well, the entire campaign is limited. I have 3 scenarios in the core box. I'm playing through the entire 3 scenarios, which is the short campaign. That is the campaign, because if you get the core box, there's only 3 floors, so, it is what it is. You need more expansions for that. Anyways, my point is, Unstoppable, I did the first game in a solo campaign. I did that on Sunday. That was not sponsored. That's just me liking Unstoppable and loving Dungeon Crawler Carl and wanting to play it. We also did an Unstoppable preview as well as an Unstoppable 2-player arcade gameplay. So you see both the 2-player one-shot as well as the campaign being played. The preview and the 2-player game, those were sponsored content. You can check those out. There was also an Onward Twisted review. I overall love Onward. I like Twisted. I think I'd still rather play Onward multiplayer, 2-player. As opposed to playing, you can play it more than 2, but 2 is my go-to for that. As opposed to playing it solo. Solo was good. I'd rather play their other games if I'm going to play their game solo. Then we had Zombicide Dead Men Tales preview. This is sponsored content around Zombicide Dead Men Tales. I only played the first scenario so far. The gameplay is going up next week, but I'll give you some spoilers to my thoughts there. I like it so far, with the caveat that I need to see more to know if it justifies being owned. I love the pirate the pirate theme. I love the pirate theme. I thought it was very reminiscent of Undead or Alive. Was that what it's called? Was that oh my gosh, the Wild West one. It was very reminiscent of the Wild West Zombicide as far as the gameplay. It was definitely challenging, definitely hard. I need to see more expansion content and more other elements. As it was, the few elements they added were nice, not enough to justify owning when I already have multiple Zombicides. So the jury's still out, but I did enjoy my plays of it. I am a Zombicide fan. I have not been shy about saying when Zombicide does not work for me. Speaking of which, White Death, I kind of mentioned this in the past. I need to play White Death more, but so far my initial plays of White Death were like, I don't need this. I'd rather play Black Plague any day of the week. But this one I am enjoying, at least based on that one play so far. And that's basically all the things we covered this past week as far as the games that we're covering on the channel, which brings us to some of the games I've been playing myself this past week. I have Druids of Adora. I got in some more plays of Druids of Adora. Expect a review going up probably the next week or two. Depends. I'm probably going to film it this coming week. I still enjoy it after multiple plays. I will say that. Still enjoying that one. 4 Shuffle continues to get plays. An oldie but a goodie. A good reliable one to play out when you want something that's both light and strategic at the same time. It really manages to be both of those at once. Very charming, very fun. I'm also finishing up my plays of Cozy Stickerville. I've been slowly going through that one. I'm currently, I think, on game 8 or 9. I'm towards the end of my plays of it. It's a 10-play sequence, at which point I'll have a review for you. I have pros and cons. I have lots of fun things to say about it, and also lots of more medium things. I think it's really going to come down to a target audience kind of thing. But overall, I'll have more thoughts on that when I do finish the full arc. Anyways, that brings us today. Today we should have a few things going up. There'll be a gameplay of Toliko. This is a new Pandasaurus game. It's a tile laying game. Play tiles into a little thingy, pull them out. There'll be a gameplay going up on the channel for that. There'll also be an unboxing for Food Chain Magnet, the big box special edition from Lucky Duck Games. I will have an unboxing of that for you, and hopefully I'll be playing it soon and be able to give you thoughts on that, as well as I've never reviewed Food Chain Magnet, so that would be nice to have that on the channel too. Anyways, that is what we have so far, which brings us to next week. Next week we'll have more Unstoppable content because I need to finish the arc like I told you already. I'll probably have one more gameplay this week and one more gameplay next week to have the full arc of those 3 floors. I've already filmed all of them at this point, so they are done. They are at least done. Just when you see them is a different story. And then the Zombicide gameplay should be going up. Zombicide Dead Men Tales, that should be going up later this week. And depending on whether I get approval from the publisher, I might be trying to do a live gameplay as well with drinking, because rum, well, not rum, it's technically called Grom. Grum is a thing in that game, and well, watch the gameplay and report back. As far as the games on the table, we have some games on the table. As usual, these are games I hope to be diving into this week. We'll see what we got. We got Vestige over here. I finally finished the rulebook for this one. I played the prototype way back when, but I mean, prototype, I need to reread the rulebook when I get this one, because things change. Things did change, by the way, since the prototype. But I hope to be diving into this one this week. I almost played it last night. It did not happen. We ended the other games a little too late, but hope to be playing Vestige. We have Mythic Mischief. Mythic Mischief over here. I have not played this physically. Like, the physical version of this game I haven't played in a good 6 months, and I want to pull it off and table it. It's a really good game. I love playing this one, and yeah, I just want to get it tabled. We have Ava Spy over here. This is one that's been on my to-learn shelf for a bit. It doesn't seem that challenging. I've just had a lot of things to learn, so I hope to be playing this one soon as well. And then lastly, we have Marvel Dice Throne Missions. This will almost certainly be played today or tomorrow, because my son decided this week that he loves Dice Throne. It's been around for a while. Like, the game's been around the house for a while, and he finally decided he wanted to play it. So I taught him the game, and he's been playing it non-stop with his siblings. And so I need to teach him Marvel Dice Throne Missions, because I want to see if cooperative Dice Throne scratches that same itch, because I personally prefer Dice Throne in its cooperative form. Also, speaking of a crazy week in crowdfunding, they have Dice Throne Digital happening as well. Not sponsored or any of that, just like all of the things happening. It's crazy out there. Anyways, that is basically it. Those are the games on the table, the videos of the week, all of that and more. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you have an excellent week, and as always, I hope you have a good one.